Hey you guys, what's up? It's Claire Berry, and I want to talk with you guys today a little bit about the idea, the concept of unity, union when it comes to twin flames. As with a lot of things, including the actual name twin flame itself, the words are thrown around a lot without a full, thorough, even scientific explanation of what the terms mean. Okay. And, a lot of this stuff is spiritual, and spirituality obviously doesn't really align itself fully with spirituality. Science just doesn't mesh on a very obvious level, at least. Not to say the two can't coincide, but I just want to talk about this from my perspective and let you know how I've come to see this, because it's definitely something that as I've been on my twin flame journey, and really, well, I've been on my twin flame journey forever, but I didn't even know it. I didn't know what it was called. I didn't know anything about it. I'm an old school twin flame. Got a decade of twin flameness almost under my belt. I will this January, the new decade. So very excited about that. But again, I didn't know, even after I learned about twin flames and I started to get a good grasp on the concept of twin flames in general and how that related in my life, I was still kind of like, okay, union, I started using the term, throwing it around as well before I even fully decided or understood what that meant for myself. And so I want to look at not only the union with your twin flame, but also the precursor really is the union with yourself. Okay, Sophia Charles talks about this on her channel. I'm sure a lot of other people do as well. But really, Sophia Charles at Twin Flame Tarot, Twin Flame, I think she changed it to just Twin Flame Community. She's the one who really got me interested in, the terms on a deeper level. I was like maybe Pinteresting, little memes or infographics about twin flames prior to finding her channel. That's all the experience I had with understanding the terminology. Like I said, I'd been with my twin flame for, over 9 years without even hearing the term very much at all. So, and if I did, I just thought it was some kind of woo-woo, cliche stuff. And look at where we are now. You got to laugh at yourself. So anyway, the precursor to the union with your twin flame is absolutely union of the self, union within yourself. Okay. And again, people, not only Sophia Charles, but a lot of people talk about this concept. Oh, you need it. You need that. It's like saying you need blase blue. And it's like, well, okay, tell me I need it. Tell me I need it. But what the fuck is it? And how do I get it? Like, I don't know. So that's what this video was, hopefully going to maybe help some others kind of get some ideas rolling. Not to say that I'm an ultimate, authority on the fact of the matter, but again, this is just my thoughts and my kind of conclusions, because again, nobody explained this for me. It isn't something that I read in a book. This is something from my own twin flame experience and from, the experience that I have gathered from various sources at this point. Okay. So crazy hair, don't care. Okay, so the union, and I'm going to talk about the union with yourself before I even get into the union with your partner, because the union with yourself is actually way more important. As I was saying earlier in one of my tarot readings, this is a long road of life. You're going to be with yourself regardless. And I know a lot of people have, these explanations of the twin flame where they're like, it's part of you, it's half of you, it's your soul cut in half, like implying that you are not a whole being. And I just want to say that is false. To my understanding, to my intuition, I think that's at the very least, an oversimplification of it. And I hate the idea. I mean, women, especially feminines, we are already inundated with the fact that we're, not the fact, but the idea that we are not good enough. We're incomplete if we don't buy this and this product, if we don't do this. And I don't think we need another thing coming in and saying to already codependent, already traumatized, a lot of times people, No, this isn't a concept that I'm down with promoting. Now, that is not to say that I don't believe, and I'm letting double negatives here, but it's not that I don't believe that the twin flames are a part of your soul. Okay. But my view on it is less, oh, they're half of you, completing you type of inference, you know, as more of like, okay, your soul tribe, your soul family, they're a part of it, obviously. Do you need them? No. Okay. So your union as a person for yourself is always going to be your number one priority. And I want to make that very clear. As a female, not only is this going to help you in your whole entire life, it's going to help you in every way, shape, or form. Be a strong, person to manifest things, to get through things, all of the above, every facet, but also including your twin flame relationship. When you come completed, when you come as a whole, you're more likely to get the union that you want from your partner. It's the ultimate paradox. Okay, I always talk about dualities, paradoxes. I feel like basically every deep truth. I mean, this is why I called myself a Taoist Christian. I could still call myself that in a way. Taoist Essene type of Christian, because the Taoist principles, and we always talk about the yin yang, this is so integral to my beliefs. Like, we have to know that we are whole with the the male, female, positive, masculine, the dualities within ourselves need to be balanced, okay? And we need to be full. We need to know that we're full. Okay, so I really would like to get past this twin flame. I feel like it's very cliche. I feel like the people that are out there making fun of twin flames, like, seriously, not like my last video or one of my last videos, like and people who like really seriously talk smack on twin flames are like doing it for this reason, like thinking, it's like people get caught up in this idea without, it's like an erroneous idea of what a twin flame is, and it pushes people away from a deeper level of understanding about twin flames. So again, that's why I was to make this video. So let's talk about this paradox of being whole, what does it mean? Again, we're throwing around terms. Oh, come into union with yourself before you can get into union with your partner. I found it a little bit more helpful to think of it as unity. I don't know why. Again, certain terms will put people off or, make more sense to people, different time periods, whatever. So, unity kind of was much more clear to me, like bringing it together. Union, it was too much similar to like marriage and the whole relationship idea. So it was blocking me from understanding it within myself, because I thought of union as more of the outside. And even when people were saying, union of self, again, it's like, what the hell does that even mean? Okay. So the unity, this is about self unity. Okay. So again, it's taking your negative and your positive sides and bringing them together. This is the basis of everything I talk about in my channel. Holistic law of attraction, holistic healing, shadow work. Obviously, the shadow, the dark and the light, you're looking at the shadow in order to extract lessons that you can learn for your good side. It's all there. You know what I mean? And even the inner child healing, it's all part of the shadow work. It's very deep in a way. Not in a way. It's deep when you really think about it. So how do we get there? What do we do? Well, first of all, we have to understand these concepts and we have to start to feel them emotionally. Again, it's just what I talk about in my program, is that you're taking the mental, the understanding, the beliefs and expectations. It's very powerful. And that's the starting point for everything. And to come into alignment is what we need to do from there, to go into like believing it so much and then working on it and then making it happen and feeling good about it, having those emotions, kind of padding these beliefs and expectations. And then you will start to act on these beliefs and expectations. Then those actions over time will create a new life for you and will create the reciprocation of this from your partner. Okay. So it all starts in here. Okay. It all starts in the inner, the mental and the emotional, and the combination of the two, again, creating your beliefs, expectations. It's huge. Okay. So again, we just have to come into the understanding that we're already whole. We don't need anybody. Okay. And it's one thing, again, to understand it or to say that, repeat a mantra, but you can't just have something up here on a tiny little portion of your being and expect that it's going to change your whole entire world. This is why you have to absorb it enough, repeat it enough, wrap these thoughts up in these beliefs to create, again, these expectations. Or I think I probably said that wrong. Wrap the thoughts and the expectations up with the emotions to kind of create the beliefs. Because beliefs are a little bit in between. I feel like they're a little bit in between your thoughts and your emotions. They're like that combination when it starts to meld together. And that's when you first start to see some action. You know what I mean? So we've got to take it to that level. We've got to push it through. We've got to work with it. We have to understand all of this stuff is energy. This is why the holistic law of attraction, it's all energies, from the inner to all the outer and the outer and the outer. It's all malleable, manifesting the energies. Okay. So you start to understand you are whole. You start to do your mantras. And don't say, I don't need anybody. I don't need my twin flame. Put it in the positive and put it in the current, in the present tense. So you could say, I am whole. I am capable of standing alone. I am utilizing my time alone to grow, or whatever you can kind of come up with that really resonates with you. And again, you want to kind of find that spark of some thought that actually connects with the emotion, because that's your signal. Your emotions are spiritual. They're your signal from the ethers, from the divine, that you're on the right track or not. Okay. So if it doesn't feel good, don't stick with that one. Find something else. Oh, sorry. Legs asleep here. Oh, is my thing moving here? I think we're falling over. Okay. Excuse me. Sorry, guys. Oh, I didn't think this one out. And I'm totally getting caught up here. Yeah, you don't want to get caught up. Oh, it's the paper. I thought it was the blanket. Anyway, see, we can have these false thoughts and beliefs that just lead us. See, and we're so taught, again, that we need people, we need something else, we need men, the patriarchy, or the masculine energies, whatever, we need to make us complete. And no, it's training your brain to think, to understand that we don't need anybody, that we can be happy. And then it's following through with that and actually completing that and fulfilling that and finding that happiness truly, to where you don't need anybody, to where you're not obsessing over your person, your partner. And this actually holds true for whatever the hell you're trying to manifest, not just your twin flame. Okay. This is understanding that, yes, you can be happy. People is my pet peeve, these twin flame teachers that claim to be about enlightenment and helping the world and deeper, higher, and all this stuff. It's like, but you're going to tell me I'm going to be depressed forever if me and my twin flame break up? Yeah, there could be an optimal situation, but, it depends on how you believe and whatever you believe, if stuff always works out for a higher good or whatever. But either way, people get off track. We have to acknowledge that in this world. People get off track, they get way off track, and their lives end in misery. And is that their purpose? Well, it depends on how you look at it. And I'm getting kind of off track and deep here, but the fact of the matter is that we don't need anything. And really, if something happens that's less than, that makes you depressed, you got to pull yourself up by the bootstraps. You got to deal with it, even if it's not forever. And this is how you get through the times too. This is why it's, I think, much more empowering. And that's what I'm all about is, this feminist, empowerment, to understand that we don't need anybody. We don't need a man or anybody to make us feel good, to make us feel worthy, to make us complete. None of the above. I don't give a shit if it is your soulmate, twin flame, whoever. No, this is about you. You are a sovereign being here. Even if you're meant to be eventually, and I see a lot of people talking about this, which I think is right on, comments, people kind of accepting that they're in a spot where they don't care about their twin flame right now. They're working on themselves. They've been through enough pain with their twin flame that they get it. They understand it's toxic right now. Okay. And, this is actually what got me out of my first, my only abusive relationship was I wasn't thinking, oh, I'm going to break up with him and then it's going to be forever. I had told myself, I literally told myself this, maybe we'll get back together when I'm like 40. It was a comforting thing. And it was kind of that middle step, that little baby step that allowed me to have a separation that I absolutely needed at that time. And now I know, of course, that wasn't my twin flame. I mean, twin flames do not abuse. That's not what they do. They might run, they might be unsure, they might go off and do their own thing, have their obsessions, have their, whatever's, addictions and whatnot, but twin flames are not abusers, just to get that straight. So if you're on that spectrum, again, but either way, just because something is not full on abuse doesn't mean it's not toxic. So you can still have a twin flame relationship that is toxic for you. And putting yourself through that is not only hurting you, but it's hurting your potential future union. Because no masculine energy, I don't care if it's male or female, is ever going to respect a female that puts herself in that position, or a feminine energy that puts herself in that position willingly. So it's, again, this paradox where so usually you have the masculine running and the feminine chasing, but as soon as that feminine, realizes, hey, this ain't working for me, this is bullshit, I'm gonna run, that's obviously, it's so cliche when the masculine energy starts to chase. It's so many cliches, it's almost disgusting. What you resist persists. What you chase in life runs away. I mean, think about basic children. Even children get this. In tag. Who played tag? I got my first kiss playing tag. Peck on the cheek. Planted it on me because he caught me. You run away. It's the fun of the chase. It's just life. So you can't fault that, but just know that that's what happens. So when you go off, when you focus on yourself, when you put yourself first, think about any song that is ever written about a female. Think about any ideal. I guarantee you, if you go out on the street and ask 100 guys, or even masculine energies, could be a female, but in the masculine, what they would want in their opposite partner, in their love partner, so to speak, it's gonna be beautiful, yeah, we all know that. Strong, smart, funny, fun, whatever. But strong and smart are usually right up there, unless they're an asshole, player, fuckboy, whatever, who just wants a dumbass, person to manipulate. But if they're a quality person, strong and smart, and how, we have to remember that. We have to remember to embody that, and not just for them, but for ourselves as well. I mean, we should want to do the right thing, want to do the smart thing, want to be strong, because we have a lot of reasons to be strong, for your family, for your ancestors, for your kids, for yourself, for your, for your union, your twin flame union, or whatever. So again, whatever motivation that works for you in the moment is whatever you need to latch onto. Because again, our motivations always change, and that's just, again, a cycle of life. So, and it's not just about this self-unity it's not just, self-love, pamper, like I always say in my tarot readings. It's not just the bath bombs and the lotion and getting the nails done and the hair done. This is about true understanding of your shadow side and your light side. This is about understanding both of those. And it takes the knowledge of the shadow side in order for you to fully know your good side and to figure out what your purpose is and your mission. Again, that's the paradox. There's really no such thing as good and evil. It's just our perception. So that's why or if you, again, don't get caught up in the words that I use to describe stuff, but just go for the main ideas here, because on the flip side of that is no evil to fight evil. Okay, so again, it's however you want to look at it, but the more, it's like keep your friends close but your enemies closer. Like, you have to know your dark side before you can fully grow, on your positive side. Okay, that's the union. Okay, that's the union. And again, once you get these two sides of the yin and yang working together, okay, once you are utilizing that shadow side and on a deep level, so you're going not just on this superficial mental level, but you're going deep and doing the shadow work to a emotional level, which again is what my program is all about, doing the shadow work and the inner child healing. So you get it to a deep emotional level, and you figure out, why you have these particular negative shadow sides to you, because they were placed on you. They were put on you by society, by the media, by school, by the priests, by your parents, by your siblings, by your peers, by everything. It just accidentally sometimes just happens. But we have these situations that happen, events that happen. We have erroneous assumptions, beliefs, and expectations that arise. And then we play those out for the rest of our lives if we're not woke. Okay? Being woke is not about being woke on the outside. Oh, the government's doing this. Oh, so-and-so's doing this. That's bullshit. That's fake. That's shadows and mirrors. Okay? That is honestly actually out there to keep you from the real truth about what you need to do on the inside. Okay? Best way, if you want to fight the Illuminati or whatever, is to get control and knowledge and understanding and true, again, like unity and control over yourself. And this is how you do it. It's a Lao Tzu quote. I always butcher it, but it's like, conquer yourself before you can conquer others, So, huge paradox. It's a little bit counterintuitive, to understand. And on some level, I think we do kind of as a culture are starting to understand this. That's why you have cliches, but almost that sometimes pushes us away from a deeper understanding as well. Oh, love yourself, before you can love anybody else. Well, it's not just love, this is deep respect, deep admiration. This is also taking it beyond the levels of the mental and the emotional and fulfilling it through the spiritual side. The habitual energy side. So your pentacles, your outer energies that are actually out there more intermingling, with the world and the energies. So this is going to be your habitual, anything you do on a habitual basis. Go to work, pay your bills, all your money, your vocational and occupational, your financial, your social, the way people react to you, and your environmental are the main four energies that we have that really are, it's like your karma. It's what goes out and then what comes back. It's a little bit more beyond your control, so to speak. Most of us think these things just happen to us, but in reality, we don't understand how the law of attraction really works. And again, that's what my program is all about. You can get that at claryberry.com. Very, very low price for the amount of amazing growth and change that it will bring to your life if you do the program. It's so much cheaper than therapy. It's less time consuming. You can do it in the comfort of your own home. Highly recommended it. It's worked for me, and other people are giving me good feedback as well too. So go ahead and check that out. Like I said, claryberry.com. You can get all my services and other products there as well. So the union, again, not only of this shadow side and this negative side, there's different layers. It's the union of your purpose and understanding of yourself, and alignment and understanding of all of your energies, not just your inner and your outer, or we don't even know ourselves. We don't even know what we are. And once you get this alignment between your mental, your emotional, your physical, and then your physical over time with those energies, those habitual energies, pentacles energies that I was just talking about, your social, your environmental, your vocational, and your financial, all of that is still your energy. Your money is out there doing things for you. It is an extension of you. It is your energy. All of that is a union. This is holistic health and healing. Just got chills. This is my channel. This is what I'm all about. This is my program. AHHLoA. It's spelled a little differently. It's Abundant Holistic Healing and Law of Attraction. And then the sWICH program is Shadow Work and Inner Child Healing. So check out that program, like I said. So once we get into union with ourselves, like I've stated here, wow, my leg is fully asleep right now. I didn't think this one through, like I said before, but it's all right. Then you can start to think about getting into union or unity with your partner. And if you go through this process, if you go through my program, if you go through this process of becoming whole in yourself and understanding, that you're whole within yourself, and acting that out and living that out, then you are going to be a lot closer to coming into union. In fact, that's going to draw your person to you on numerous levels, on a spiritual level, on a physical level, whatever. It's all going to be there. And so that's at that point, then this is another paradox here, because here's the thing. When we think, again, of union, like I said, especially when we think of union with our partner, what's the first thing you think of? Rings, ceremonies, big, weddings, parties, all these like symbols or whatever that we've been taught to believe that is absolutely necessary. Oh, that's what you have to do. Like, doesn't every little girl dream about this? Well, no, they don't. I never did, ever. I was a little tomboy, didn't give a shit about stuff like that, okay? And I'm not talking shit on those and saying you can't have a party or you can't have a ring. Obviously, you can still have those things and have true union, but that's not the epitome of what it is. And again, from the time when we're little kids, we are brainwashed to want to, get that ring, get that commitment. For what? We don't even know why. We literally are brainwashed into this, okay? Because it's what we're supposed to do. And everybody, harasses us until we do it, right? They make us feel guilty that we're not married yet and, doing what they want us to do. And it's like, no, that's not a reason to do anything, okay? You do something because you really want to. And that's, again, once you get into unity with yourself, you will know what you want. Again, paradox. And it will change. It will change. Even if you did want this ring, this big fat diamond, big fat wedding, pompous bullshit, environmentally unfriendly, I could go on for days, like, even if you did want that, you might find that shit just, even if you still kind of do, it's like, you'll find that it's just not that exciting to you. It's not really what you truly want. You'll find that what you truly want is more of that excitement, to be around each other, that pull to like, and that reciprocation, like that's what you really want, is just to be together, just to like be in physical touch or whatever your love languages are, to have those words of affirmation, maybe public words of affirmation, just respect and deep, value, like to know that you're loved and valued unconditionally. That's what we really want. We want to wake up and smell our partner. We want to see our partner. We want to feel our partner. We want to know our partner. Again, see, hear, like all the five senses, all of this stuff. We just want to feel the love. It doesn't, and at the end of the day, if you had to choose the ring or your partner, what are you going to choose? Of course you're going to choose your partner. That's a no-brainer. But that just shows you what's important. And we just will move past that conditioning and really focus on, and when you focus on that and when you realize that's what you really want, you're just that much closer to getting it, and you stop putting pressure, perhaps this is just an example, not to say that you're necessarily doing this, but if the feminine is feeling this pressure to want that her whole life, then what do you think the masculine energy is feeling? That's why I think a lot of guys have this whole thing about running and non-committing, is a lot of it is financial. They don't want to have to split their earnings. They don't want to have to, pay for this wedding. They don't want to have to buy this ring. They don't know, like a lot of it is it may not be the all encompassing of it, but it's part of it for sure. And it's scary, you know. I realized that when I was watching a movie, like how much guys have that, like, oh, even just to like take a girl out all the time, you know, or this and that. It's like the expectations. And that's why you have a lot of male suicides and all of this stuff. It's just like so much. Like it's emasculating if you can't afford things for your girlfriend. So it's easier for guys to run away, you know? So it's making sure that you have that purity of just not expecting any of that bullshit, and just really just making it clear to your partner that you just want to be with them. You just want to see them, you know, and you don't have to see them all the time, you know, you don't have to be a succubus sucking up all of their energy, but you know, you just want them, like just pure and simple. And that is what you come into more and more and more by getting into union with yourself as well. So it's again just like finding out who we really are underneath a lot of this social conditioning. So very, 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 very important. Your values will change, your thoughts will change, your emotions will change, your mission, what you want out of life, it will all change when you go into this journey of self-discovery, inner healing, and you know, the switch program. Switch it up. You know, we all need to switch it up. This world needs us to switch it up and to shine our pure lights for them, for other people to follow as well. Okay. And again, part of the whole thing about coming into union and you know, getting married and all of this stuff has to do with that step of having that person feel like family, having that person be your family. Okay. And yes, there are like legal reasons, but the piece of paper and all of this stuff, like, yeah, you could, you know, I'm not even gonna get into it, but really, again, deep down, what we want is not only to like be near our partner, to like have our partner near and touch them and feel them and talk to them and have them tell us they love us and all this stuff. Like that's even a middle ground. It's not as deep as this true family feeling, I guess you can call it. It's unconditional love. It's knowing that you are soul tribe with this person. And again, I talked about this in my program too, about how the rings that we want and the, you know, the stuff that it's just a symbol of what we think we want. Again, you know, it's just a symbol of that person is now your tribe. Okay. The first art was actually, most likely from my anthropological understanding, the first art was like beads that people would wear in order to differentiate themselves from others. And this is a lot of our very deep, like psychology, just basic psychology as humans, is understanding, is our natural inclination to try to make people us or them. You know, it's a natural instinct of ours, and it's actually it's a survival mechanism to be able to differentiate, is that person, my people, or not? Okay, because think about back to when we were first, these humans were first being created, and there was other types of species, like you had the oh gosh, I'm brain farting now, Australopithecus, and like these, and then you have the actual like humanoids or whatever, and so they were like meeting up and possibly mating and all of this stuff. But like you had tribes, you had groups, you had like territory wars and stuff, and you know, you want to be able to identify, you know, like who is this? And so a lot of the ways that they did that was jewelry. And so at a very basic level, you know, this is a symbol of, is this person my tribe or not? Is this person my family? And we all want connection. I'm getting chills right now. This is like so deep. We all want connection. We all want a family. We don't want to grow old alone. I don't care. And this is another thing I was going to get to. You take the epitome of the masculine runner, okay? Playboy, all the movies, you know, they just want to be free. They want their freedom. Well, don't we all? We really are free, sovereign beings. God gave us, or, you know, we're born with whatever, however you want to look at it, again, terminologies, free will, okay? So when people seemingly are coming in trying to take our free will away, we don't like that. And so naturally, the masculine, strong, you know, they run from anything that they're perceiving as trying to take their freedom away. Okay, so understandable, right? But the thing is where am I going with this? The masculine will run until they feel like the feminine is not trying to take their freedom away. And so that's part of this, having this whole, you know, and knowing that you have your own life. you are whole. You don't need them to complete you. You don't need anything from them. You just want to be with them. This is the basis of every great relationship, I think, is knowing that the person doesn't need you. That's why the codependent energy is just so universally, it's a turnoff, and that's where a lot of empaths and codependents and, people, not just feminine, not just females, but like that more feminine energy just doesn't have a lot of luck, and they tend to attract people who abuse them or, at the very least mistreat them, because give an inch, take a mile. It's a natural tendency to not respect somebody as much who doesn't respect themselves. Okay, so hopefully this is all kind of coming together a little bit more. And back to the runner. Okay, you have the masculine runner who's like running, going through their 20s, 30s, possibly even 40s and 50s. The George Clooney's, even they would tell you they want a connection. They want a family in the end. They don't want to grow up and die alone. Nobody wants that. Even as much freedom as they want in their younger age. It's not about them never wanting a connection or always wanting to be, this or that. It's about, it's about fear. It's about running. It's about a lot of things. But again, it's about that, not wanting to like be tied down, but it's not necessarily a negative thing. It's just kind of the way we look at it. And like I said, even at a certain point, these types of people will usually be like, okay, yeah, like I've gotten to a point where I realize, and I want something deeper. Because here's the thing too, it's not only that, we want somebody to be there, but it's the growth. And this is going to take us into the next video, actually, is why I don't have it in my notes. And I'll delve into this more, like I said, in one of the next videos that I do here, just talking to you guys rather than tarot video. But when you're in a relationship, it's intimacy. When you have that intimacy with somebody over time, you get to know them, you get to see them, you get to deal with their shit, and that causes growth. Okay, so this is why over time, if you're together long enough, you're gonna have drama of some sorts. Like, it's just the way that it is. There's drama in relationships because we have to work stuff out. We're always growing, we're always learning, and the way that life is, we don't know everything. So we're always moving forward. We're always growing. So you can always look back and say, damn, I was stupid back then. You know what I mean? And this is part of the unity, is realizing that you weren't just stupid. You were just on your journey, and you shouldn't hate yourself or like even be ashamed of the process and of the journey. Like, pieces every step, like allow yourself to make mistakes, but just understand that when you learn from them, that's what you have to do. So like I said, when you have a person, especially like a deep twin flame relationship that you're able to stick with over time, it just gets so deep and you just learn so much. And you look around, all of a sudden, if you're that, masculine, not necessarily male, but that masculine energy that's come along, and, it's like they have a tendency to stereotypically just like stay the same, just to get like set in their ways, and they're typically less healthy, because they're not able to like critique themselves as much. They're not able to grow. Okay, so it's like we have all these benefits of coming into union with somebody else as well, but only if you come into union with yourself first. So please leave me any questions, comments, concerns, thumbs up, thumbs down, etc. Stay subscribed, hit the notification bell, find me all over social media, Clary Berry at Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Tumblr, Pinterest, and you can always